Blink once. Someone dies. SCP-173. Here's why 0.3 seconds breaks the chain and how real teams survive it. Site 19. A red-lit concrete box breathing through the ceiling vents. In the center stands a rebar-reinforced statue just under 2 meters. Surface chalk rough and cracked, dirty spray paint where eyes should be. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't shuffle. It never moves while someone is looking. The instant no one is, it crosses the room faster than reflex and snaps the nearest neck. 3 people enter. 2 pairs of eyes lock on target. 1 person blinks on cue. Simple, brutal. Cameras don't count. A lens isn't a gaze. Direct sight only. The room smells like wet concrete and old metal. A tray slides under the door. A small bottle taps steel and settles. Artificial tears, by seconds. Not courage. Time. Out there, keeping your eyes open for a minute, is a bar bet. In here, it's a way to keep a person alive. They rotate on a single word. Switch, short as a finger snap. The chain holds, eyes burn, throats dry. Eyelids itch like there's grit under the skin. You learn to breathe in 4s and pour ice-cold drops into the corners of your eyes. You learn to count without numbers. Then the lights hiccup. A tenth of black pours over the room like tar. Red returns, thin and feverish. The statue is closer by half a step. No one says it. Everyone feels it. A cool dust smell rising, the pressure in the forehead. The animal math of distance tightening without a ruler. Faces start to chase the beat of the ceiling. Deep red, thin red, gone. Back because human instinct loves rhythm, and the eyelids want to follow. If lights strobe, your eyelids sink. That's the trap. Status. The voice in the ceiling is flat as a highway. 3 personnel. Object in sight. Request relief. The answer is by the book and still. It steals what matters. A thread of focus. A knot loosens you thought was tight. The statue tilts its head to an angle spines refuse. It doesn't look alive. It makes everything near it consider dying. Scrape. Not loud. Just a dry drag across cement. Thin as thread. Sharp enough to cut the silence. Switch. 1 blink. 2 eyes hold. The world drops out hedges. Erased. Nothing but blackhand slams back into place. It's right here now. Close enough to count the hairline fractures inside the paint where eyes should be. Close enough that a breath fogs the cold of it like winter on glass. Crack. A body folds to the floor without a sound. Head rotated to a degree no chart allows. Steel on the tongue. Salt at the rims of the 2 remaining eyes. Don't blink stops living on a sign and starts living in the spine. It climbs the cord to the brain without asking. White comes on hard. The door swings. Fresh eyes lock to old eyes and weld the chain shut before it breaks. The statue stands motionless in the center, 1 hand's length from the survivor. A thin red line blooms across his index finger, the trace of a dumb reflex to raise a hand like a shield. Paperwork will be clean. Loss of direct observation, approximately 0.3 seconds. Camera feed, insufficient. Strobe can synchronize blinks. The report 1T record the cold metal taste in the mouth, or the way guilt settles in bone like damp. It won't chart how a room seems to breathe when the red thins out. Procedures change that night. The light circuit is isolated. Load tests move away. A dedicated UPS hums behind a wall. Headlamps stay on continuous beams, no pulse. Wrist timers pace blinks like metronomes. Drills repeat until facial muscles remember faster than fear. Twice a week, the room is scrubbed to the gray of new cement. The brown-red stains fade, return, fade again. People ask why machines can't do it. Because machines don't flinch. Machines don't doubt. And that's exactly why they fail. To this thing, a lens is nothing. It cares about whether a human eye is on it. The last safety lock here isn't a bolt or a camera grid. It's the fragile, stubborn focus of someone who knows they can be wrong and refuses to blink anyway. So you notice small truths. Red light makes depth look shallow. A voice on the radio shaves 2 syllables off your attention. The micro itch in the eyelid always arrives on the downbeat of the pulse. You time your breath against it. You pour cold drops and call it bravery, though you know it's borrowed time. You stop trusting silence, because you've learned silence has a sound. Scrape. Maybe it's the building. Maybe it's your brain checking the locks. Maybe the sealed door is a drum, and the power lines are playing it with the hum. Or maybe monsters don't need to move closer. They only need you to look away. Isolate the circuit. Ups online. Headlamps, steady. Blink timers set. 3 in, 2 on, 1 blink. You can do everything right, and still the room will press against your skin when the light dips a fraction. You can count the numbers, and still feel how thin a second really is. The file can say Euclid, and list materials, and note that cameras don't count. It can state heights, and brands, and dates. It can't tell you whether you'll blink when the lights hiccup. If your city goes dark tonight and your room shrinks to a box, and somewhere in that box you hear a dry scrape cross the floor, what will you do with your next blink?